Welcome to Asta Global News, your trusted source for the world's top stories. It's August 5th, 2025, and today we cover rising global tensions over U.S. tariffs, new humanitarian tragedies in Gaza, environmental emergencies, and even an asteroid flyby. Massive U.S. tariffs spark global reactions. The United States has enacted sweeping 15% tariffs on all goods from the European Union, as well as 35% on Canadian imports. The EU confirmed the tariffs are all-inclusive, affecting everything from vehicles and electronics to agricultural goods. While retaliatory measures were prepared, Brussels has opted to delay them for 6 months in hopes of resuming meaningful negotiations. South Korea and Japan have begun economic damage control, with Seoul establishing an emergency task force to support exporters and diversify markets. This sudden escalation threatens global trade flows, already strained by inflation and shifting supply chains. Markets rally on weak U.S. jobs data and rate cut expectations. Stock markets in Asia closed higher for the second straight day, driven by new expectations that the U.S. Federal Reserve will lower interest rates in September. Slower job growth and falling wage pressures in the U.S. suggest cooling inflation, which has boosted investor confidence. Big tech earnings, especially from Meta and Nvidia, also lifted global indices. Futures markets now price in a 94% chance of a Fed rate cut, which would be the first in over a year. Gaza crisis deepens, over 110 killed during aid distribution. In one of the deadliest days since the war began, over 110 Palestinians were killed at humanitarian crossing points in Gaza. As the total death toll surpasses 60,000, international pressure on Israel mounts. Canada has joined Spain, Ireland, and Norway in publicly supporting formal recognition of a Palestinian state, signaling a shift in Western diplomatic positions. The UN continues to push for humanitarian corridors and ceasefire negotiations. U.S.-China trade talks reach make-or-break point. Negotiators from Washington and Beijing are reportedly close to securing a framework deal aimed at preventing further tariff escalation. According to U.S. Treasury Secretary Sarah Bessent, we now see the makings of an agreement, with a final decision expected by August 12th. While few details have been released, both sides emphasize the urgency. The markets are watching closely, as any failure could trigger another wave of sanctions and trade restrictions. Natural disasters, Kamchatka volcano erupts and Pacific earthquake hits. In Russia's Far East, Shiveluch volcano erupted, spewing ash clouds up to 10 kilometers into the sky. Meanwhile, a 6.7 magnitude earthquake struck near the Kuril Islands, prompting tsunami warnings across Japan and parts of Alaska. Fortunately, no fatalities have been reported, and the alerts were lifted within hours. The events highlight growing seismic instability in the Pacific Ring of Fire, raising new questions about preparedness and early warning systems. Global legal shakeups, VW and Mali under fire. In a landmark ruling, the EU's top court announced that Volkswagen can still be held liable for misleading consumers, even if their cars passed emissions tests. This opens the door to billions in compensation claims across Europe. Meanwhile, in Mali, former Prime Minister Moussa Mara is facing prosecution for online comments criticizing the military regime. The case has sparked concern from human rights groups about increasing censorship and authoritarian drift in the region. Hong Kong faces record floods amid climate alarm. Hong Kong has recorded its heaviest August rainfall since 1884, with more than 350 millimeters falling in just 12 hours. The city issued a black rainstorm warning, the highest alert, forcing the closure of schools, airports, and hospitals. Flash floods have also killed at least 5 people in Guangdong province. The relentless downpours are being linked to a shifting monsoon pattern, amplified by climate change, prompting renewed calls for global adaptation funding. Asteroid 2025 OT7 flies past Earth and the planet spins faster. NASA tracked Asteroid 2025 OT7, a 170-foot wide rock that passed within 400,000 kilometers of Earth, closer than the Moon. While no impact threat existed, the flyby has renewed debate over planetary defense funding. In a related scientific twist, today is also one of the shortest days this year, with Earth spinning 1.3 milliseconds faster than usual. Though the change is imperceptible, Researchers are monitoring it as part of larger studies on Earth's rotational wobble. That wraps up your global briefing for August 5th, 2025. From war and diplomacy to markets and meteors, the world is moving fast, and we're here to keep you informed. This is Asta Global News. Stay sharp, stay aware, and subscribe for daily clarity.